awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as they hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Appropriation. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People Television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, with the sport.
And it's Hakim Ziyech who puts the
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Welcome, guys. The show is Hashtags right here on VOP TV. This is where it gets to all things trending and all things topical. Now, I can promise you that there are lots of things to talk about today, lots of breaking news, and of course, as it is our tradition here, we'll do some follow-up. For example, Pella, the very popular TikTok influencer, is apologizing to Nigerians that he's not going to try to commit suicide again. But hey, the hottest gist today is when lawmakers all gave President Tinubu a standing ovation during the 2026 presentation of the 2026 Appropriation Bill. That's a sneak peek I just gave to you, right? So if this is your first time of joining us. Welcome aboard. I say us because I'm not flying solo. But hey, in case you've not seen me, and this is your first time, you've not seen me before, my name is Vivian Oguche, and I got my co-anchor here.
And Ikechuku Agwa, like I say, this is where you get the answer to the question, what's trending? I will always bring it to you as it is hot. And if this is the very first time I was being part of this show, welcome. I'll urge you to, like, share, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube platform. And do not forget to also hit the notification bell so you don't get to miss another episode of our show right here on Voice of the People TV. First, without further ado, it's time to get into the show. Vivian, take us on a ride.
Yes, we begin with hashtag on your mandate. Sahara Reporters has that story and, of course, the video. So let me take you to X so you see the post that's going to lead up to the video of lawmakers giving President Tinubu a standing ovation while the music on your mandate, we shall stand, was played. Now, I asked that what's the origin of that song as well? And I'm telling you, we're going to go way back down memory lane to see how that song became the national anthem with a question mark. Let's go to X now. It is hashtag on your mandate. Let's do it. So Sarah Reporter says, despite being labeled rubber stamp, National Assembly members sing on your mandate we shall stand during Tinubu's 2026 budget presentation. They put up this video, guys. Take a listen. Apologies for that mix-up. That is not the video you are supposed to watch now. The video we are supposed to watch is the video of lawmakers standing while President Tinubu, came into the National Assembly to present the 2026 Appropriation Bill. The one you just saw is when Kwam sang the song. Kwam, by the way, is the one who composed that song and dedicated it to the president. While the technical team gets their acts together, let's talk about it. Okay, well, that's the video I was talking about. Take a listen.
Thank you very much. Please be seated.
That's it. Now, this happened today, by the way, yeah? Lawmakers, this is a joint session of both the Senate and the House of Representatives as President Tinubu presented the 2026 Appropriation Bill. I saw lots of whites, like white agbada, like there was an Eshwebi or something, and all. And like Sahara Reporters did that, that particular one. I was telling you earlier on that it was Kwam who came up with this song. And credit goes to my colleague, Elijah, because I was asking, hey, what's the origin of this song? And then he told me it was Kwam. We're going to show you visuals of Kwam doing that song in a short while. But I want for us to see how netizens are responding to hashtag on your mandate. Lawmakers standing on President Tinubu's mandate. Let's go back to X now. So, Marvelous Israel says, so while Nigerians struggle with rising costs, failing infrastructure, and security crisis, the so-called rubber stamp legislators stand and sing loyalty to a budget that doesn't serve the people. The mandate is supposed to protect citizens, not glorify themselves. Weep for a democracy where applause drowns out accountability. That Edo boy says, wait, so everybody in that house now is APC? Well, I think I can answer. The answer is no.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Easy says, I don't think we truly understand how party politics work. We see how in the USA, anything Trump wants, the Republican lawmakers almost always make sure it succeeds. That's the reason parties strive to win the majority seats in parliament. APC has the overwhelming majority in the parliament, is what I think Easy is saying. It's called the National Assembly right now. Yeah. So let's go to the next post. More reactions to hashtag on your mandate. Onyani Kalu says, while I am a member of the APC, I believe it is important to uphold institutional integrity. The National Assembly should remain non-partisan in its ceremonies. The National Assembly is a sacred national institution. A national anthem, not partisan songs, should be sung in such a setting. Notorious Kendrick says, when loyalty to power replaces loyalty to country, institutions lose their meaning. This is a troubling symbol of a captured legislature. Kechiko, netizens are spitting fire like a dragon, I can tell you, on your mandate. Sincerely,
really, I would have really expected something else, on the floor of the National Assembly. I mean, national anthems would have done just fine, but singing a partisan song or song for someone, it shows that, we've really gone low when it comes to, democracy. But then...
This is not to say that at some point the national anthem wasn't sung.
Yeah, but then this is not the kind of song you want to play on such floor. I mean, that is a floor that represents the entire country, right? Not just the APC, not just even the president. But, of course, like I said, the National Assembly, they've actually not given us, reason to actually want to believe in them. And that's exactly why a lot of people are actually reacting the way they are reacting. Because this sort of song, yes, without, the president may actually be singing this song for the president, not just because of any other thing, but because, just to show that, yes, Mr. President, we are fully behind you. But I don't think this is necessary at this point. But unfortunately, they've already done it. So let's move past it. The National Assembly is... I see a lot of them, and you're talking about, the white agbada. I mean, it's actually in the north where the National Assembly is. It's a chill place.
I don't think that's it.
No. Traditionally, people want to represent the culture of the place they live. So more like that's exactly why they're dressed in that particular fashion.
Yeah, but there is the kaftan there, which is not the agbada. And I don't know if Abuja is like Lagos, where the Hamatan has not hit yet, So, hey.
So Hamatan or not, right? It's more like the culture there.
Kechiko, I don't think this is an Hamatan. This is a thing about the weather.
No, I'm not talking about...
You're talking about why they are wearing the agbada now.
Yes, it's a cultural
Let's
thing.
not even argue about this. But I want for us to go back to the other video where we saw earlier, that video I'm talking about, Kwamwan singing on your mandate. During Tinubu's presidential campaign. That's the origin of that song. Let's take a listen. Sneak peek of it, yeah? And then we'll let the video roll while Ikechukwu and I talk about it. Let's do it. It is hashtag on your mandate. All right. I mean, this is it, Ikechukwu. I saw you laughing when you saw the president shaking his body and all. This was a run-up to the election, yeah? You had them calling Kwamwan, calling him Bola on your mandate, Bola. But now he's President Tinubu, and everybody, particularly the whole country, talking about the legislature standing on his mandate. Not too long ago, there was a gathering of lawyers, right? And judges and all of that. And this song was sung, and there was a standing ovation as well. And people like Peter Obi, LP 2023 presidential flag bearer, as well as former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, PDP flag bearer in 2023 general elections, all came out to say that the legislature cannot be standing when the song on your mandate, we shall stand, is playing and all. But hey, this is the origin. But you were saying something about the justice and the mandate formation or collaboration to form APC?
No, I was saying that, within political parties, there are caucuses.
Yeah.
So there's a justice caucus in the APC, and of course, there's a mandate caucus. Of course, APC is a merger, right? The CPC, the ACN, the new PDP, all these guys, AMPP, all these guys came together to form the APC at the point. So there's a mandate in that particular group. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, is actually the leader of the mandate group. And of course, late PMB is the leader of the justice group. Now, the justice actually led the APC in the when they actually became a political party, which is the late PNB. So when he left, it's time for the mandate. That's exactly how political parties do it. So when you take, it's next on for the other persons. Provided the structure within that particular political party is still very strong, it's possible that justice within the party will continue to rule if there is no strong candidates within the mandate. But that's inter-politics.
Yeah, but does this have to do with the CPC faction, which Buhari came from, and the ACN faction, which Tinubu came from?
Absolutely.
Good. So it's just what I wanted to know.
It has a lot. Even within the ACN, before they became a merger, they also have their caucuses inside. Yeah, it's a normal thing. You have to have those sort of things so that when you actually when let's say for example a governor emerged from that particular party, right? So certain members within the caucus say justice will take three commissioner, this one. So that's exactly how they share it. It's a long. So but let's look at so that's exactly how the name mandates became a thing. Now being the leader of the mandates, right? He's now the leader of the APC at the time. I mean now, right? Since he's the president, so everyone will definitely be on queue for the mandate. You're definitely standing on the mandate because he is the president, and of course he's part of the mandate group. And that was why he was actually singing the song.
Talking about Kwan Wan.
That was why he was singing the song that this is the leader of the mandate, and we're going to stand on the mandate because he embodies the mandate, so we are going to stand on the mandate. That's exactly. But I mean, Kwan Wan is this is not the first time he's actually singing, what is called an anthem for celebrities, politicians, and this is not even.
I think he's carved a niche for himself when it comes to stuff.
I think it's more of an African.
And it's working for him.
It's more of an African kind of music. Not just him. Other Fuji artists also do it. Pasoma.
Yeah, but I think Kwan Wan is doing very well in that aspect.
I think when it comes
so much so that he wants to become a king or a traditional ruler.
I think you can say that because he's the closest to key politicians. So he does.
He's very close to power.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why, I mean, this is the biggest of his songs because now this is now a national anthem basically.
It is, basically.
But he's done it for a lot of persons. Yeah. And across all tribes, you have, musicians do this sort of songs for politicians and others. So it's just part of it.
All right. No wonder when he had the running with the aviation sector and all, his sins were forgiven, and he was made an ambassador. Hey, power talks, I can tell you. But hey, let's still talk about the 2026 Appropriation Bill presentation. That's the next hashtag, by the way, hashtag 2026 Appropriation Bill. So President Tinubu today was before the National Assembly. You already know that. And there are a number of talking points I'd like for us to pull up. For starters, the president is saying that he wants to ensure that things are done properly and he doesn't want a multiplicity of presentation of budgets and all. I have that video, and then the second video you're going to be watching after that is where the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, was saying, President Tinubu, we are ready for you and we are ready to receive the 2026 appropriation bill. But he now went on to say that his colleagues are asking him to beg President Tinubu to review the withdrawal of policemen from VIPs because them, the senators, the lawmakers, are scared of going home. Netizens jumped on that particular one, and we are going to show you how they are reacting to it. But first, let's take a look at the president talking about multiplicity and how he intends to scrap it. Take a listen.
A hard one. Avoiding abandoned projects, unpaid contractual obligations, and running a multiple budget, both inherited and unfulfilled mandates. It's a problem staring the nation. So we are terminating the habit of running 3 budgets on one inflow. By March 31st, 2026, all capital liabilities from previous years will be fully funded and closed. From from April, Nigeria operates on a single budget, backed by a single revenue cycle. No overlaps, no excuses, no rollovers culture. This budget presents a defining moment in our national journey of reform and transformation.
Reform and transformation. Now, he said something that is going to be one budget, one revenue cycle, no overlapping. Is what he's saying. Does this impress you?
Well, it's, I mean, if it happens,
If it happens,
he actually said, I mean, I'll really be, I mean, a lot of Nigerians will be impressed. We know that in university you say carryover. We are not expecting any carryover. It's definitely going to be one, full year cycle. We know next year we'll definitely start afresh again. And we just hope again that, whatever it is that, is, in that particular budget, it's definitely going to really reflect, the yearnings of Nigerians and help Nigerians to actually, become better people as regards economy-wise. But again, this is just, the president actually saying this. I just hope he follows his word or he matches his word with actions. And then the National Assembly also, do exactly what they have to do. Check the bill and ensure that we don't get the sort of scandal that we had a few days ago when Mr. Mohamed Dasuki came up and said the budget that was passed is different from, I mean, the bill that was actually passed is different from the one they debated.
Bill.
Yes, it's different from the one that debated. So I just hope that all of those gray areas will be sorted out before now. But it's quite impressive. If this happens, it's going to be a new beginning for us.
Well, talking about the tax bill that's causing some controversy at the moment, what you were saying earlier on is the one, Mr. Representative Dasuki had said that what the House of Assembly and the National Assembly passed is totally different from what has been gazetted.
Debated, yes.
And he's asking for a thorough investigation into it. In fact, opposition parties, including members like Aisha Yusufu, Kenneth Okonkwo, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Chairman of the ADC, Senator David Mark, as well as a number of others are also jumping on that particular one to say, look, that tax bill must not stand. It must be withdrawn because Nigerians are suffering and the discrepancies must be fixed. But hey, not to digress, let's go back to hashtag 2026 appropriation bill. So the cable has that particular story where Senator Godswill Akpabio begged President Tinubu on behalf of his colleagues not to withdraw their policemen, their police escorts, to ensure that they are protected. So netizens are saying they want the person where they work out for straight on call, who's protecting them and all of that. But hey, let me not, how do they say it? Run beyond your shadow. There's a way run faster than your shadow. That's why they say two heads is better than one. But let's go back to X so you see how the cable put up that particular story. Shall we? Thank you. The cable says, as we direct the security agencies to withdraw policemen from critical areas, some of the National Assembly members said, I should let you know that they may not be able to go home today. On that note, we plead with Mr. President for a review of the decision. Senate President Godswill Akpabio tells Tinubu at budget presentation. Take a listen, guys.
May God bless and boldly. Let me say, Mr. President, that the National Assembly is ready for you. We are ready to receive the 2026 budget. We share in all the pains you have gone through in the last 1 year, and we also share in the joys and applause of the reform agenda of your administration. Only one concern, Mr. President. As we direct the security agencies to withdraw policemen from critical areas, some of the National Assembly members said I should let you know that they may not be able to go home today because they may be picking up. So on that note, we plead with the President for a review of the decision. May God bless you. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right, so Ikechukwu is shaking his head here. But note when he was wrapping that when he was wrapping it up, that speech band, he said, may God bless you, may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Some netizens are jumping on that particular one, and they're saying, it looks like that prayer is not complete. But hey, let's start from the beginning. How netizens are reacting to hashtag, what's that now? 2026 appropriation bill, especially the part where the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, is asking for VIP escorts not to be withdrawn from the National Assembly members. Let's take a look. Yeah. Notorious Kendrick says, oh, he should also inform the president that for years now, many can't go to their farms anymore. And then Rolla says, always about naked, selfish interest. Do these people know that many thousands of Nigerians are unable to travel to see family because of fear of kidnapping along the way? All they care about is their own personal benefit and comfort. Real Carson says, which simply means the country isn't safe. There are more reactions. Let's take a look at them. I Pledge to Nigeria says, may God bless you, may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and may God bless the National Assembly. Typically missed out, may God bless Nigerians. You see yourselves, yeah, but hey, Ikechukwu, just without bias, does may God bless Nigerians, doesn't it fall under may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
In all honesty, it does.
It does, yeah. Hey, I just want to point that out. Then AA Possible MBA says, so what about the common Nigerians? Tinubu should not listen to them. Nonsense. So let's talk about netizens versus Akpabio right now. They are saying Tinubu should not listen, President Tinubu should not listen to the Senate President because he's begging on behalf of his colleagues for their VIP escorts not to be withdrawn.
So many people cannot even go to their village, not even their farm now. Their village, they can't. And I mean, international standard for policing is one policeman to 50 citizens, right? But Nigeria, we are way under police. I think it's about, the last count is about 1 to 500 citizens. So it tells you that, we don't even have enough policemen. And then you want, this policemen to yourself. You have all of the money to hire private security. All you need to do is just, you are the lawmakers. Push a bill that private security, when they get, they can actually push a bill that you will say when private security men should be armed, to do their job. Give them certain rifle, even if it's not military assault rifle, that they can actually carry, to actually protect people who actually hire them. And that's exactly what you need to do. So why are you trying to actually stretch the policemen that's not even enough for us already? It's so unfair.
We saw the president saying that these police escorts who are going to be withdrawn from these, from this elite or from these National Assembly members, that they'll be replaced by forest guards and the NSC.
They should not even give them those persons. So what they need to do is, see, this is an opportunity for business. Business comes from opportunity, right? We have insecurity. People can actually make a lot of money from this. Set up private security company and then pass a law that, okay, people can actually arm themselves as a body. Now, you go to this private security company, they're setting a weapon that can actually be given to them, right? No military assault rifle like AK-47 and the right, but you can actually have decent weapon to actually protect yourself. I have a private security company, and then allow a policemen and other agencies to actually do their job. Their primary assignment. Why asking the president for this sort of favor? You have all those forest guards. Let them be in the forest. You have people, the policemen. Let them do their primary job, and every other person. So just get private security. Just imagine building, setting up about 5 or 1 security company across the country in each state. That's a lot of job for some persons. Mm-hmm. It's going to go a long way to actually, reduce insecurity, because now when people are employed, a lot of persons will, shy away from, committing, being part of certain vices, and then obviously it's definitely going to bring more money back to the economy. So they should look at the opportunity in it, and then walk a path that will definitely, help to reduce the insecurity.
Yeah, so just not to drag this particular matter, we keep our fingers crossed to see what the president is going to do. I'm
so sad. The president might just even board.
No, you can't say that. He might. Let's wait for him to answer. So I'm not projecting. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed to see how President Tinubu is going to respond to that particular request. And I'm sure Nigerians, netizens, are waiting like a hawk like this to see how it pans out. As it unfolds, we'll let you know. Let's move on to the next hashtag, really, which is hashtag INEC. So the electoral umpire decided to wade into the wahala that is brewing in the PDP. That wala, you know how they say don't tie rapper. So there are two warring factions in the PDP, which was touted once upon a time to be the strongest opposition party in the country. I'm going to take you online so you see the very first post that's going to help us explain how that panned out. INEC itself was the one that put up this post, so I don't want to talk too much on it. Let's go to X now so you see what INEC is saying about the meeting it held between the two warring parties, factions in the PDP. It says, there's a heading. It says, INEC hosts PDP leaders to strengthen compliance with electoral laws. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Friday, 19th December 2025, hosted factions in the People's Democratic Party, PDP, at an interactive meeting to strengthen compliance with the Constitution, the Electoral Act, and the Commission's regulations ahead of the forthcoming elections. Addressing party leaders at the meeting held on Friday, 19 December 2025, the INEC chairman, Professor Joash Amupiton, SAN, said the engagement became necessary following a number of correspondences received from different quarters within the party, requesting the Commission's intervention on various issues. Professor Amupiton noted that INEC is constitutionally and statutorily mandated to monitor the activities of political parties, in addition to its responsibility of conducting elections, stressing that these obligations, there's the concluding part, let's go and take a look at them now. Well, I think something went wrong. That INEC is supposed to, wade into disputes within parties. It's part of, the responsibilities. And then he went on to say that he informed the participants that the Commission has already issued its timetable and schedule of activities to political parties as part of preparations for the forthcoming elections, adding that INEC remains on course to deliver smooth and credible polls. The INEC chairman drew attention to the Federal Capital Territory Area Council elections scheduled for 21 February. Let me jump to the third paragraph. Now, according to him, the meeting was convened to provide a platform for open and constructive engagement, particularly in view of the conflicting correspondence received from the PDP, with a view to forging a common understanding and charting a clear path forward. Now, it's a lengthy epistle, but I think we get the gist of the matter. So one of the factions of the PDP immediately responded. So let's go to the next post now to see how the PDP is reacting to the meeting it had with the electoral umpire today to ensure that the conflict within the party does not cause any injury to the upcoming elections. So official PDP Nigeria says, earlier today, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Joash Amupiton, invited the Kabiru Turaki-led National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party and some former members of our party who are claiming to be in different leadership positions in the party to, in his words, find a way to resolve the lingering crisis in the party. Both sides exhaustively presented the facts of the situation and confirmed that the issues are now before the Court of Appeal. What they are saying basically is they are awaiting the court judgment on PDP leadership. But the Turaki-led faction is claiming legitimacy to the leadership of the party, basically.
Well, first of all, I'm trying to wrap my head around why INEC had to call that meeting. I'm still trying to understand why. Because for all I know is, INEC is supposed to be neutral, supposed to be independent, so you have to find a way to fix your house, go to court, do whatever it is, whoever court is the legitimate, candidate or legitimate body is who INEC is going to actually accept based on, verifiable evidence. But for INEC to actually call this meeting to tell them to, tell them how to actually put the house in order, I find it's a little bit, fishy in some sort, because I wonder, as an umpire, your job is to just get, the person involved. It's likened to the incident within the Labour Party where, INEC actually under Mahmoud, before he actually left, recognized, the Abure-led faction after the Labour Party actually said, this man is no longer part of it. Even court has also said it is Nanadi Usman. So I don't understand what INEC is doing, but in the end, Like, the PDP also said now that the case is in court. You remember they have conflicting judgment from the same kind of, the same level of, from courts with the same level of jurisdiction, Federal High Court in Ibadan and of course in Abuja saying the same thing, and now Court of Appeal. So whatever the Court of Appeal eventually says that in the end, it's definitely going to be the position of the PDP going to the election. But of course, it definitely, everything that's happening to PDP, because of the structure that PDP has, national spread and all of that, is definitely to actually kill PDP for 2027.
Well, we had Funsho Duhasti. He is a governorship candidate under the platform of the PDP on this very platform, and he talked about the same issue. Of course, he said the Turaki-led leadership is the legitimate one, and the PDP still stands as the main opposition when it comes to politicking in the country. Now, something else is brewing, right? The next hashtag is Ruben Abati, but someone online, and he's gathering followers quickly, is calling Ruben Abati the latest INEC chairman. If you're like me and you're scratching your head and you're wondering, what is this about? Now, I'm going to take you to X so you find out exactly why former presidential spokesperson and on-air personality Ruben Abati is being called the current INEC chairman. Let's do it. It is hashtag Ruben Abati. Let's see what X is saying now, shall we? Yeah, thank you. Nigerian Affairs Journal is the one that put up this post, and it says, with the PDP, or with the APC, I beg your pardon, dominating almost all the southern states, the 2027 presidential election has already been won and lost. If you want to argue, go to Google. And this statement is credited to Ruben Abati. He was actually on a program this morning, and he actually said this. Now, take a look at the next post. This is Arewa Daddy, and he is now calling Ruben Abati the INEC chairman. He says the INEC chairman has spoken. He says the at Arise TV INEC chairman has spoken. The 2027 election has already been lost and won, at Abati said. That's what he said, basically. In a very dangerous and unprecedented act of threat to democracy in Nigeria, Ruben Abati was caught this morning declaring that Tinubu and APC have already won the 2027 general elections. Goes on to say this pronouncement by Abati is not only frightening and unprofessional, but a treasonable act. Now, he goes on to, I don't know why we don't have the full script. Something is cutting off, but I'll try to see if I, make sense of what it is. He must be called in by the at INEC Nigeria and at official DSSNG to explain where he is getting such confidence to determine the winners of the election. Let's take a look at the next post now, shall we? So these are people responding to hashtag Ruben Abati. Tonero says, Daddy, most news analysts and elites in Nigeria predicted such in 2015, but were beaten hollow by the decision of the Nigerian people. History does repeat itself. The worst shock of their lives will come when history repeats itself. A resounding defeat will come their way. Mark Ozagu says, Ruben Abati can hardly hide his support for the status quo. He tries very much to conceal it, but from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. There are more reactions. Let's take a look at them. All right. We're dealing with some technicalities right now in the technical department. So please pardon the slowness and the hitches. Kingsman, okay, we have it. Kingsman Global Investment says, Jonathan should sit him down and explain the outcome of a 2015 election to him, even while PDP has over 30 plus governors. Jonathan woefully lost. Tinubu, okay, I don't want to say that, right? There are stuff you don't see on air. Let me go on to the next one, which says, this is Adilabu, he says, where did he say you do not need to go out and vote? He's making his own predictions based on his own electoral analysis. No crime committed. Let's talk about what Kingsman said. Before we take a look at Adebanji, Kingsman said Jonathan should sit him down and explain the outcome of the 2015 election. You know,
Yeah.
we are going to go back to the rest of the
True.
comments, but let's talk about this. Jonathan was touted to win the elections, yeah, because he had widespread support. He had the most governors, but he lost.
Yeah.
And some people are saying there might be a repeat of this in 2027, regardless of what Abati is saying.
True. First of all, what Abati said is actually not wrong. I mean, he gave a permutation based on what he can actually see. And that's for people who actually believe that governors actually make the difference. So it's quite excusable for him to actually believe that since he can actually boast of a huge number of governors in the South now, definitely he can actually be saying, okay, if he wanted that in 2023 when he doesn't have these plethora of governors from the South in his corner, then of course, now that he's got this number of governors from the South, that's a fair assessment from someone who is actually looking at Nigeria's political landscape from the position of, governor strength.
So you're saying for people who believe that the governors are the ones who push,
Decide.
who drive these votes,
Yes.
you don't believe that?
No, I don't. I mean, 2015 showed us that. 2023 also showed us that. Governors don't do that. The people decide. I'll tell you, in 2015, when the merger was about happening, a lot of persons were saying, if this merger pulls through, then trust me, Jonathan is going. Now, it was simple because the permutation was Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Kwankwaso, Atiku Abubakar. The three of them should be able to actually at least get about 4 million votes. That was the calculation, plus Buhari 12 million votes. And Jonathan won the last election, I think it was about 14 or 13 million votes. So now the calculation now is if Jonathan can actually replicate what he's got, these guys are guaranteed 15 million votes. And if you follow Nigeria's political election from 1999, winning elections at around 14.5 million for the winner. So that's a strong projection of what 2015. And in the end, it happened that way. In 2023, when the election was about, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu won the election, it was strong. It was open for the three candidates. Peter Ob's got a huge grassroots following. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was riding on the fact that APC already have the national spread and the structure. They have the numbers already. Buhari's, even though people want to say, some persons claim Buhari is not in support of him, but Buhari didn't come out openly to say, I'm not in support of this man. So he still remained a party loyalist, which means he's definitely behind the sitting president. So plus or minus, we saw the result of the election. Peter Obi, 6.1. Alhaji Atiku was 6.9. The president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, around 8 million votes. So if you merge it, it's definitely going to give you, for Atiku and Obi, it's going to give you 30 million votes.
Yeah, but see, you kept talking about the merger, and then you now use the phrase, if you merge it. Now, it was a mega merger when the APC came on board, or came afloat, whichever you want to pick. It was the one that took to the fight to the PDP and unseated the incumbent president then. That was the first time that was happening in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The incumbent president then, by the way, was a perfect gentleman, and he immediately conceded defeat. Now, do you have that kind of merger right now to unseat the incumbent government? It's a billion-dollar question.
So,
and then you talked about the merger between the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi. Do they even have that common ground? Is there that bonding? I mean, not too long ago, Peter Obi came out to say that the ADC, which he's supposed to be a part of, must get its zoning formula right. And the ADC is telling Atiku, you have, what's his name, Peter Obi, that you have to make up your mind. So it looks like this merger is even shaky for starters, right?
Good. This is exactly why a lot of persons are saying, if the president is going to come back to Aso Rock in 2027, it's not in his hand, it's in the hands of the opposition.
Yeah.
If they fail to actually put themselves together, that's a huge merger in the ADC. I mean, they've got people in the PDP who actually joined. They've got, people in the Labour Party. They've got people, in the SDP. They've got people across different parties. And as far as I'm concerned, and as far as Nigerians can actually tell, these are the biggest politicians outside the APC that can really rival the APC. So when it comes to experience, when it comes to holding political office, when it comes to exposure, you find them all in the ADC. Now, if they can actually reach a common ground, if they can actually reach a consensus, then definitely it's going to be, it's not going to be a walk in the park, but it's definitely going to be them most likely winning the election. Because if you look at the election, the last election, the APC put about 8 million votes. These guys put about 13 million votes. Now, if they come together and, present a candidate that, is generally acceptable within, their party and, of course, within in Nigeria, trust me, that 30 million vote is definitely still going to come out. And it's going to be difficult. When you hit 30 million votes, I mean, in the last election, and with this sort of the way Nigerians are actually looking at, a lot of, issues with insecurity and all, then definitely it's most likely going to be, that particular measure that is going to win the election. But the big question is this: will that measure hold? In 2015, if that measure had failed, Jonathan would have easily come back to office, irrespective of what's happening, irrespective of people calling him incompetent and all.
Let's talk about that measure a little bit. The current president now was a major player in that measure, and he shelved his own presidential ambition. He came out later to say was a lifelong affair. He shelved it and then decided to support President Muhammadu Buhari then to ensure that he became the president. Do you have players like that in the ADC who are willing to shelve their presidential ambitions to ensure that someone, a figure, out of the measure emerges?
They have. I mean, in the ADC, they have two persons who are actually very big. Atiku is quite big. Peter Obi's got, the youth following. So the both of them
can
are...
Peter Obi shelve his presidential ambition for Atiku? Or can Atiku do the same?
No, I cannot say Atiku would want... No, I cannot say Peter Obi would want to do it. But I think, the pointer now is if Atiku will be willing. Because...
Atiku willing?
Will be willing.
To shelve his presidential ambition?
Yes.
For Peter Obi?
Yes. This is not him running with him. This is him just saying, you know what, just go do your thing, just like what the president did in 2015. This is what I'm saying.
So you think that's what's going to win the ADC election?
Most likely.
Do you even see that happening?
It's very possible. Politicians can make permutations. It's about conditions. If it's going to run for just 4 years, maybe, that can actually really happen. This is why I say it. In 2015, right, it was clearly the turn of the North. So it would have been an unreasonable move for the sitting president now to actually say he wants to throw his head in the ring. Plus, he doesn't even have the political capital that the late PMB has.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the BAT now, the current president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Right. In 2015, doesn't have the political capital that the late PMB had. 12 million votes is huge. And of course, it's also the turn of the North. So that's why that's...
The turn of the North?
Yes. I mean, Jonathan was a Southerner.
Is the South not supposed to do 8 years?
Jonathan has already done 6 years. No. See, if Jonathan had won, Jonathan would have continued. But at the point...
But the thing is, see, the way we are even discussing this thing, 4 years, 8 years, it's even mind-boggling. Is it even supposed to be about... Is it supposed to be about
sadly,
that? It's supposed to be about performance and the votes of the people.
Well, sadly,
Can we set up a date for, a further discussion about this particular one so that we can really talk about it? Because this next hashtag I'd like for us to take a look at before we wrap up. It is something we've been following all through the week. During the week, we brought you gist that influential TikToker Pella? Yeah, Pella, popularly known as Pella, almost committed suicide. Why? Because his girlfriend had jilted him. This happened along the Lekki-Ajah Express Road, and according to what we heard, it was a $100 million Mercedes-Benz that was crashed. Yeah, but hey, that's not the butt of the joke. Oh, it's not even a joke. That's not the butt of the matter right now. The police stepped in, they arrested Pella, and today Pella is apologizing to Nigerians that it will never happen again. We have that video. Take a listen.
Everybody, I'm sorry for everything I do. I'm sorry. I let emotion to get to me. That's why I do that. I'm very sorry. Please, you can comment anything, abuse me, but please, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I don't do it intentionally. Please, guys, please forgive me. I'm very sorry. Please, don't bully Jarvis. Leave her. It's not concern her. It's me. Please, you people, please, don't do anything bad. I'm sorry, please. Thank you. God bless all of you. Please, don't forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Now, when you talk about a sense of remorse, that is a classical example. Pella looks very remorseful, and he still looks very ill. I think he's still on his hospital bed or something, right? Because we saw how bystanders at some point rescued him and took him to the hospital. But he's apologizing to Nigerians, and he's also saying, please let his ex-girlfriend Jarvis off the hook. Do not bully her. Jarvis also had come out to say that even though she doesn't have any plans to return to Pella, that Nigerians should stop mocking him and them. Ikechukwu, quickly before we wrap this up.
Well, I mean, what happened is quite sad, and it's actually good he's alive. So, like I said, I just hope speedy recovery. He should come back to full. I was about saying full fitness, but I just hope he comes back to full health and then come do his community service. I think he should be punished.
Do his community service?
Yes, he should. He should.
But you have given him the punishment.
That's me. I just hope that's what will happen, so that others will not toe that line.
All right. On that note, like Ikechukwu said, we wish Pella quick recovery and hoping that when he comes back, things will be done differently this time around. On that note, thanks to everyone who contributed to making the show a success. Bigger thanks goes to you guys for watching. If you liked it, keep a date again with us Monday for another edition of Hashtag Same Time, Same Station. Until then, I am Vivian Oguche, and bye for now.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more, tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count. In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues, on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before. The third mainland bridge is the longest connecting Lagos Island to the mainland. The others are the Eko and Kata bridges. It was the longest bridge in Africa until 1996, when the 6th October Bridge, located in Cairo, Egypt, was completed. The bridge starts from Oworoshoki, which is linked to the Apapa-Oshodi Expressway and Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, and ends at Adeniji-Adele Interchange on Lagos Island. There is also a link midway through the bridge that leads to Herbert Macaulay Way, Yaba. The bridge was built by Julius Berger Nigeria plc. The Phase 1 of the project was commissioned by President Shehu Shagari in 1980 and completed by Head of State Ibrahim Babangida in 1990. It measures about 11.8 kilometers in length. The third mainland bridge is known for very high vehicular traffic, especially on weekdays, as many residents who reside on the mainland work on the island, and they use the bridge to navigate to and from work daily. Residents in Ikeja, Agboiketu, Ikorodu, Isheri, Oworoshoki, Gbagada, Yaba, Maryland, and Oshodi often use the bridge on their daily commute. The third mainland bridge is an essential part of Lagos daily commuting and as such requires constant renovation. It has also become a major edifice in Lagos, offering a beautiful scenery of the Lagos Lagoon, the University of Lagos waterfront, and Makoko, a shanty town built on the Lagos Lagoon.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, News breaks and events happens. We bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Appropriation. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People Television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, please discuss.
And it's Hakim Ziyech who puts the
Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us.
Of the people, big up VOP TV.
My name is Suibifa Dokubo. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, my name is Kwekumali Ikena Onyekwena, and I am with the Voice of the People TV. Now, if you're looking for the veritable channel for information, politics, robust discussions, you don't need to go far. VOP has you. VOP will always have you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Diabwa, aka Ibani Chuka, Amayanabo the Eagle King, and you are watching VOP TV. Stay with us.
Uye Osarite is my name. I am a friend of the microphone. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios. Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging. Picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I'll be like, well, this TV station will go places. Voice of the People TV.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV. Live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Ovisha Nelson One, your #1 celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Tosin Mohammed. I'm a gospel artist. Keep watching VOP TV.
Almighty Father, you are the mighty Redeemer. We've come to worship at your feet, oh Lord. This is Ayotunde Adejimo, chilling with you on the Voice of the People TV. Don't touch that remote. You are where God wants you to be. Listening to the Voice of the People TV.
The Bible says we should give thanks in all circumstances. And all circumstances include the good times and the bad, the high times and the low, the times when everything look as if they are going well, and those times when Enugbe, the ground is dry like the sand in the desert. Those times when you feel like giving up, you should give thanks still. My name is Jeff Melu, and I'm a gospel poet. And you should keep watching VOP TV. Don't touch that dial.
Yes, sir. Kábíyèsí Olúọ̀run, we were born to give you twale, to give you a shame. People of God, you are watching Voice of the People TV, and my name is Flo Rocker. I encourage you to listen to things of the gospel. You know, we live in a very perilous times where there are some things you watch on television, you will lose faith, you will lose God. Keep your eyes on Voice of the People TV and remain blessed. Flo Rocker says so. Kuzoshi.
On Edu Dialogue, we bring you fresh ideas and conversations, shaping the future of learning in Nigeria and beyond.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People television, where your health has a voice.
My name is Tao Familoni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
My name is Made Kuti, and you're watching VOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV.
Well, hello and welcome to News Hour on Voice of the People TV. I am Vivian Oguche.
And I am Nenna Ndomdioto. Before we begin, kindly visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Here are the headlines. Tinubu presents 58 trillion naira budget, promises reforms, consolidation, shared prosperity.
Also, FEC approves 58.4 trillion naira 2026 budget proposal.
Tinubu seeks repeal and reenactment of 2024 and 2025 budgets.
And Tinubu assures of state police creation.
Supreme Court dismisses INEC's appeal, awards SDP 2 million naira cost.
INEC charges PDP groups to put house in order.
On the foreign scene, Guterres condemns Houthis' detention of another 10 UN staff.
Well, in business news, Kano Port Harcourt refineries, or airports, I should say, fully.
In sport, Ndidi becomes Super Eagles captain.
Well, in entertainment news, NFVCB seeks title change for Very Dirty Christmas.
Now the news in details. President Bola Tinubu has presented to the joint session of the National Assembly in Abuja the 2026 Appropriation Bill, saying it as a critical step in consolidating recent economic reforms and steering Nigeria towards stability and inclusive growth. Titled Budget of Consolidation, Renewed Resilience and Shared Prosperity, Tinubu said the budget built on 2.5 years of reforms aimed at stabilizing the economy, restoring confidence, and laying the foundation for a more resilient